Hello, students. So this course is starting next week. If you're watching the video today, then it's starting today. It's Friday, October 14th for me right now when I'm recording this. So here's your homepage. I want to make a quick tutorial just to walk you through how to navigate this course. So you're on this homepage here. This is an 8-week course. So we're taking our typical 17 weeks and we're cramming it into 18 weeks. And I will tell you, it's a bit of work, especially to start with. But I think most of you who are taking this are probably used to these accelerated courses, and so you'll just do exceptional, I'm hopeful. So let me just walk you through. So here's your homepage, the video that you're watching. I've got some information here in terms of my office hours, how to contact me. I have set out office hours on Mondays and Tuesdays in the morning, usually from 8 to like 9:30, and then again around 11 to 12 or 11:30 to 12:30. I'm on campus on Monday I'm on campus Monday and Wednesday, but my office hours are on Mondays. If you need to meet with me, Wednesday's another good day to catch me. I have set Zoom hours just because I have to, but honestly, if you've got questions, just send me an email and say, hey, can we connect on Zoom? Happy to do it. There are some assignments that you may need me just to walk through with you. I'm pretty available to do that. Just let me know what your needs are and I will schedule those office hours for you. I'm also happy to meet via phone. So if you're just like, I just have a couple questions and I just want to talk through it, just send me an email. I'm pretty available. We just need to set up a time just so I know when to catch you. So I have the modules set out here. You're going to be hitting basically 2 modules a week to get through the same information that a 17-week course would get through. So you'll see here the dates on the modules, the date that it's pretty much open, and then the due date. And I'm going to explain to you kind of my method for my madness here. Let's go into the actual modules. So lots of information on here. You can navigate the textbook. So I do have a free online open resource. If you click on the textbook here, let me walk you through this, see how big this comes in. Wow, thought it might come big. Let me make my screen bigger. Now, let me see if I can move it over a little bit. So a couple things about this textbook. You can download the textbook. So if you just don't want to be online with it, you can print the textbook yourself. The bookstore will print it for you for $60, I believe it is. So you can contact the bookstore if you want a printed copy. You can download it, like if you have an e-reader, or if you have like on your iPhone, you have like iBooks or something like that, you can put it on there and it collapses it and puts it in the right form. So it makes it a little bit easier to look at. And it's like, sometimes these textbooks are great because they're free, but it's like you're looking at it. But the reason I chose this textbook is I feel like it has some great information in it and it's free. So you can kind of wander through, you can highlight, and look at some of the definitions of some of these words. The other thing, it has videos in here, so it's important to watch the videos. It just sort of accentuate what's going on in terms of the textbook. And then it has like little check your knowledge. So you can kind of go through here and which of the following are made of atoms, and let's just say that, and check it. No, I didn't get it right, so I've got to retry it. So it's just a way to kind of wander through and see, how you're doing in terms of the knowledge there. So that's how the textbook works. Click over here and you can get to, I can't see it because this thing's all wonky now. So you can see over here what's going on in terms of the textbook. So if you need to get to the contents, that's how you're getting to it, is right here, or open up the contents and then go to each of these. So it's a little bit of reading, but I'm going to walk you through how hopefully I can help you with that and make it a little bit better for you. So let me go back to the class. So, silly thing. Let's get back over here. So your textbook. The other thing that you're going to want to do is download this GB Health Watch. If you click here, it'll take you to Health Watch 360. Click on that. Of course, it's real funky again. Maybe I should just make my computer screen smaller. There we go. Get smarter than the computer. So you're going to sign in. When you sign in, make sure you sign in don't go under the institutional one. There's just like you can make a free account on it. So you're going to sign into this. You're going to fill out a bunch of information. The assignment itself walks you through how to use this. So I'll have all of those first modules open for you so you can get to that and take a look at that. But this is what the program itself is. You can download it on your phone. Make sure you remember what your password is. So that's kind of what we're looking at here with the textbook and some of the stuff that you need. So let's go back to the modules. I recommend that you go in to look at information for each week by going in through the modules. I've had students who've had problems, who've struggled a little bit with some of the, I think it's the, what's it called? The play pause it videos. And I finally figured out it had to do with the way in which they were accessing them and how they were getting to them. So I'm trying to, it's not letting me make it bigger. So there we go. So if you go from the modules page, open up that module and, go through the information through here versus, I don't know how else you guys get to stuff, but sometimes you have different ways of accessing information here. So this is where I recommend you get to all of your stuff. So this module 0, most of you have probably taken an online class, but so you can quickly go through this information. I've just got some quick, check out the syllabus, communicating with you. So just a couple of quick assignments. Honestly, these will take you very little time, but I just want you to kind of go through it. How does play pause it work? This is the one where I've had students who've struggled with it. So if you go through this way and open it up, you shouldn't have a problem in terms of having it show up here for you. But somebody else I don't know if they went through, yours will look different. Mine's on the instructor view. Sorry about that. I think they went through I don't know how they got there, but just go through this way if you're having problems. So this first week, you're going to kind of go through all of this. This is where it shows you how to use that diet analysis website. And you're going to be keeping track for this first week of the food that you eat. Should move that date because October 20th isn't realistic. Or I guess that's Sunday. So you're going to be keeping track of the food that you eat for for 3 days. If you can't really capture those 3 days, you can, for this first assignment, you can just kind of put what you typically eat. I just want you to get used to using the software. So you can go in and kind of do that. And then after you've done that and submitted this assignment, just capture a good 3 days worth of food intake where you have plenty of food, where you've had a full day's worth of food. You want to have the dates within a 7-day period of time, because when you pull your report, it pulls backwards of the previous 7 days. So you want to make sure you're able to capture 3 days worth of good food intake. So if you eat 2 food items, you're not going to have a good time in doing the analysis part of this project. If you have issues in terms of capturing your food intake, reach out to me and we will have a conversation about that. I've had some students who struggle with various eating disorders, and this is kind of a trigger, and so I don't want that to happen. So just let me know what your needs are. So one of the things here you're going to see is that the date it opened, which is the 17th on Monday. However, if you want to get in there today, have at it. And then the due date. So if we look at the calendar, just ignore these things because these aren't relevant to you. I need to go and get those out of here. So your Unit 1 and Unit 0 open here on the 17th. And usually the first, the Unit 0 information, normally it will open on a Friday. And then that first set of information is going to be due the following Thursday. And then the Unit 3 that opened on that Friday is due the following Monday. So you can see here from the calendar how that's kind of working. This first week is a little crazy in terms of that. So there's several assignments due here within 3 days of opening. Part of that is they're just really quick assignments. So I just wanted to get them in there, knock them off, get them done. One of the things I have in this course is what I'd like you to do is the unit opens here and you have discussions due for both of those units. And so the initial discussion post, so you've opened here on Friday, the initial discussion posts, I would like them to be posted by Wednesday. The due date on that discussion post is going to show, for Unit 2, because again, all of those assignments are due on Thursday. So it's going to show that the unit discussion is actually due here and the due date is listed there. I can't list 2 due dates. So just put a note to yourself to get your initial post done by that Wednesday. I do have in here, and I'm just not going to hold you guys to it because it's such an accelerated course. I want you to get that initial post done by Wednesday and then start posting your follow-up posts by Thursday. You can do them both at the same time. So if Unit 2 and 3 open here and you jump in over the weekend and you do both of your initial posts and there's somebody to respond to, have at it. So have at it and get that in there. I'm probably not going to be super strict as far as like holding you to getting it. If you're late by day, that's fine. The discussions have no late allowance, however, so you have to have it done by the date that it's due. It closes on that date and you can't go back and do it. I will drop your lowest score there, so if you just miss one, it's not going to penalize you, or if you had something come up, a tragedy come up, you've got some leeway with that, but for the most part, you want to get those discussions done. Okay, and this first week, the initial discussion posts technically would be due here on 2 days after it opens, but they're super easy ones, right? They're just like, it's more, they're easy ones. So it shouldn't be a problem. So get that in there. The Unit 0 post will be due on the 20th. The actual Unit 1 is going to be due on the 23rd. So you'll have that time frame there to get it. But it opens today, so if you want to get on it, today being Friday for me, for you, it may not be, you may not be watching this until Monday the 17th. Okay, so that's kind of how it works, just so that you know. Yeah, the calendar is your best friend. So make sure you're looking at that calendar. So aside from that, again, get into them. I highly recommend you go through the modules. You'll see the opening date, the due date, final due date for all the material in there. You can also look at, the dates that are listed on here. One of the things I've had students get a little confused about, so if you look at the syllabus, when you look at the syllabus, I do allow assignments except for the discussions. You have a 5-day after the due date to turn them in. So for instance, here, we'll open up this little assignment here. When you're looking at this, it's going to show you that it's due on the 23rd. It's open until the 28th. But every day after the 23rd, the points are going to be, you're going to be deducted 10% per day that it's late. So it's due on the 23rd, 11:59. So if you submit this on October 24th at 12:01 a.m., you're going to lose 10%. So just so you know, I do have that allowance because things happen. And truly, if like you're behind, because just like, oh my God, my work went late or whatever, and it's some of these assignments, not the discussion, because the discussion closes at 11:59. You'll get 10% off. If that happens here and there, no big deal. If you're routinely late, it's going to kind of add up. So that's problematic. If you foresee having some issues, let me know before the due date. So if you're like, you know what, I know that this is coming up for me, let me know before the due date that, you've got this going on. My intention is to complete it by this date. We can have a discussion about that and whether or not I will not take points off for you. So I understand it's a very fast class. There's a lot of stuff that's kind of moving. This first week feels like a lot of assignments, but they're really quick ones. So it's not as bad as it seems. Okay, so let's go back to the modules. So that's kind of what you're looking at with the class. And so just click through. You can click on that little button and it shows you everything that's in there. Basically, the way it's set up is kind of those like Learn Canvas kind of thing. Get ready for my class. And then we're hitting 2 modules a week, like I said. After every 4th module, after every 4th chapter, if you will, the book calls them units. So after every 4 units, there's a summary. So there's going to be, you'll have a quiz for each chapter. And the quiz, you'll get 2 attempts on. Your highest score will count. I recommend taking 2 attempts. And then when you come to this block summary, you're going to have a comprehensive exam over the previous 4 units that we covered. And you get 1 attempt at it. And it's 50 questions. I've had students who are like, wow, that's like a lot. It's a very short period of time. And it's a lot of questions. In my face-to-face classes, when I was doing live tests, usually these tests I didn't have a student there longer than 30 minutes. They would get through it. And I think the difference there is they really studied for it as if it was a, they had to take the test and they didn't have the resources. These are all open book, open source. So, for me, it's all about accessible knowledge. So are you able to apply the information you have to the scenarios within the test? So just so you know. So having said that, make sure when you get to this comprehensive test, just because it's an open book doesn't mean it's going to be easy to do. So make sure you study going into it. One of the other things, I'm jumping around, you guys, sorry. I'm just totally I'm on overdrive today, too much caffeine. One of the things I have for each of the chapters are these guided notes. So I'm going to show you this. So here's what you're going to be doing in Unit 3. And then I have for you, either in Word or PDF, however you like to do it. I'm finding what most students are telling me. Oh, I better open it here. Most students are telling me that they would prefer to print these off, and then as they're going through the textbook, they're writing in the answers to this. So it basically walks you through and fill in the blanks on this. You don't turn these in. I'll know who's watched this video to the end when I find out how many of you try to turn this in. So it's really just a way for you to take some notes, do really, grab all the pertinent information in the chapter, and keep these so that you're ready for the test. So this is a way to study for the test. For some of my students, they've bought the book. It's a big book. I don't know. I think it's big because the pictures come in big, and it is $60. So I mean, if you have coupons to get a book, it's not bad. They'll go through and highlight in each of the chapters the information that they need off of these guided notes. But the guided notes are really good. They walk you through what's important, and so you can kind of go through and utilize those. And that is pretty much how the chapter's laid out. That's how this class is going to go. Cool information in here, you guys. I'm really excited. It's such a fun class. I really enjoy interacting with you. I'm looking forward to meeting all of you. And by all means, reach out if you have any questions. Let's get to it. You have 8 weeks of changing your perspective on nutrition and learning all about this class. So hope to chat with you soon.